What's going on, everyone? Joe back, Mike is back, buildassetsonline.com. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Mike Lopez. Mike was one of our first students. I think we let him in like right when we launched the course, or like even before we actually launched it. We let Mike in, and he's been doing big things with his Shopify stores, or with one Shopify store, I should say. And we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about his journey, what he's been through, and how he really struggled before learning the strategies and the techniques that we teach for dropshipping here at Build Assets Online. So, what's going on, Mike?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah. So, Mike, I want to ask a little bit about your background, and if you can, just get a little closer to the phone when you're talking,
Yeah.
because you sound a little muffled there. I'm the sound quality control guy, but you started doing dropshipping before you met us, before you started to work with us. And I want to hear a little bit about that because from what I understand, it did not go well.
Yeah, so it was quite the journey before obviously I came across the two of you guys. I started off eBay dropshipping for a little while. That wound up kind of hitting me in the face, having issues with PayPal and just a whole headache in and of itself. And then I moved on to AliExpress dropshipping, trying to get gadgets to go viral on Facebook and whatnot, but that backfired even worse. I wound up paying a coach around $4,000 or $5,000 who was an expert in the field. He was doing this for almost 10 years, and like I said, he had a handful of stores just blow up. And so I thought I could kind of replicate that with your proper guidance. But the only issue is that you can only do so much in that business model. The only way to really to have someone hand you that is if they hand you a winning product. So I tested on Facebook, and I made some sales, but it was just not good, not good. So I wound up probably $8,000 to $9,000 in the hole after that. Then I decided, yeah, it was time to cut my losses. And then
Yeah.
I came across Build Assets Online. The rest is history.
I actually want to talk more about this because this is an interesting topic to me. Tell us about like the day to day of a dropshipping AliExpress business for someone that's funneling the money into it day after day after day, going eight to $10,000 in the hole. Like, what does that look like? What are you doing on a day to day basis, and how is that money being spent?
Yeah, so it honestly goes beyond money. Huge aspect of it was time too. So the business model that I was following with this coach, which, like I said, had been proven before, but I wasn't able to do it myself, was you would find unique products on AliExpress, which in and of itself, I had by the end of the process, I had probably found 2,000 AliExpress products. But yeah, you'd find a product, you would have to make your own video. So I had to download a video editing app called Camtasia, and I would spend about an hour editing video from different clips that I found online, and then add copy and stuff like that. So overall, it was probably a 3-hour process to find one product. I'd test the product for 3 days, spend about $40 to $50 on a product, and if it wasn't profitable in the 3 days, start the process over.
So can you walk us through like what were some of your successes with that? Like you said, obviously overall you lost a lot of money, but when you found winning products, like what did that look like? Like in terms of winning, what does that mean to win?
Yeah, so at first winning, well for me was breaking even on products because Facebook ads, they charge you just to show the product to people. So, that really adds up. Um, which, compared to Google where you only really get charged for clicks, it's just completely different.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
I was just like, what did it look like? Can you talk about some of the maybe the winning products you found and how much money you made like with the ones
Okay.
that were doing well?
Yeah, so you said winning products. I really only had one winning product.
Wait.
And
Only one.
yeah, so I tested probably around 200 products from AliExpress, and out of those 200, I had one that made consistent sales. And even with those consistent sales came bare little to no profitability. Um, So I would say that product was a $30. It was actually a guitar pickup. So you put it on your acoustic guitar and it made it sound like an electric guitar. Yeah, I don't even know. You could have gotten it for $15, pretty much anywhere online, but I was able to get people to, buy it on my Shopify site. So after about 3 months with that one product, like I said, I pretty much broke even on it because Facebook will just keep on taking your money until it blows up, which it never really did. And so I cut my losses. And then after that product, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I got to move on to something else.
So I have a question. These people that teach these courses, do you, one, believe that they have the success that they say they have? And second question, do you believe that what they're teaching, they actually believe that the people that buy their courses will be able to execute on it? Like, do you feel like your story is one that is on the extreme end of failure, or kind of in the middle, or is really just no one having success?
Yeah, so I would say it was a little bit of like a shiny object syndrome. They'll have, obviously, their coaches have done this before, so they'll show you screenshots of um, you know 200 sales a day for however much revenue in a day. But the issue is that they were in the group that I was in. There was probably around 500 people in the group, and eventually, towards the end of the process, I started reaching out to a lot of people who were in the group, and none of them were finding success in this business model. And so that's when red flag kind of appeared in my head, and I was like, hold on, how many people are in this group are not only making sales? Making sales is one thing, but profitable sales, because I know how much Facebook ads will really cost a person.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. But yeah, I mean, it seems to be a similar situation for everyone that tries to do this, because like you said, it's one thing to make a sale. Like you can make a sale of anything if you spend enough money, but the actual business model in itself, I personally don't believe that these people that teach it have like they're not paying their bills off of AliExpress. Like a screenshot is forever. If you do one good winning product, then you can show that for the rest of eternity, right? So, like, do you think these people that were coaches were actually finding winning product after winning product, or they were one of the few and far between people that had some success, and then they were kind of promoted and started teaching the masses?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I'll never really be able to tell for sure. I would like to think that the coach that I had was doing it. I would ask him pretty much every day for screenshots of his ads and stuff. So I would like to think my main coach, who I paid a good amount of money for, was doing it. But I think the person who put together the entire program himself, he wasn't really a hands-on coach when it came to the business model. I definitely don't think he did it himself. I never saw any kind of success from him. So out of the 500 people and the 20 to 30 coaches they have, yeah, I think one of them for sure. And actually, funny story, a friend of mine actually saw one of the coaches of the group. He had a college class with him, so he ran into the guy wearing the shirt, of the name of the program. And my friend asked him, like, "Oh, like, have you actually done this?" And he's like, "Actually, not really. I'm just they teach me what to teach, and I relay that information to the customers or to the clients."
Wow. That's a bombshell going off.
Yeah, you want to talk about red flags.
Yeah. So I think we could segue a little bit. And one thing I want to add for the listeners out there, for those of you who are new to the show, we teach a different strategy for dropshipping. We dropship high-ticket products, and we leverage search engine traffic to get the sales, because people are actually searching for the products on your website. And then when you make a sale on your website, you get a lot of money. So you can easily cover the cost per click because the intent is high for the people going on your website. They're searching for I don't know, like headboard or something. They're searching for something and then they land on your site. They're more likely to buy. It's the same strategy that Home Depot uses. It's the same strategy that Wayfair uses. Same strategy that all the big brands that actually do drop shipping use from day to day. That's what we do in our business. I think we actually do it a little bit better than Wayfair and Home Depot because we put more focus into the products that we're selling. But so let's talk about, Mike, when you started working with us, and I want to give some full transparency, full disclosure, guys. Mike was one of our pilot students. We didn't charge Mike for the course, but instead we took like a 10% ownership in exchange for we get like a 10% consulting fee of the profits. So we didn't actually like charge him. But when you got the course, like walk me through, I guess, when just the whole thing, like when did it start making sense to you that this is just way better of a business model than what the mess you just described of the AliExpress pyramid scheme?
Yeah, so obviously, I transitioned from the AliExpress to your guys' business model within a matter of weeks. So I was really determined. So I thoroughly went through the course, and I think it was when I got to the ads portion that it really hit me, like, wow. So I mean, just before we go away from the AliExpress, I just want to make a quick comparison for the listeners. You know, when you try to sell on Facebook, the people using Facebook aren't trying to buy. That's not their main intent in using the platform. They use it for, memes, political, whatever they're using it for. They're not looking to buy. So think about how much tougher it is to convert a customer when they're trying to use an app for entertainment, whereas Google, they're literally coming to find you. So instead of me going to find them, they're finding me. And when I was able to figure that out going through the course, like I said, it was like a light switch. That combined with the margins of a high ticket item, it honestly, for a quick second, it made me feel bad. Like, what the hell did I waste the last 6 months and $7,000 of my money for when this was like kind of right in front of me?
Yeah, you're speaking some wise words. I think the student might be becoming the master.
I'm hoping so.
It is crazy how the whole business model of the Facebook ads AliExpress is you're going somewhere where people don't want to buy and you're selling them something that you make less money on. Whereas instead you can just go to where people are trying to buy products and sell them stuff that you make more money on. It's like the two things are so much more heavily stacked in your favor than the Facebook ads AliExpress model. People just do that because that's all that they know, right? And they've been sold on it. I think if people had the options up front, it's obvious which one you should pick.
Yeah, and like when making ad copy and videos, just as a testament to how tough it is to get Facebook users' attention, we were told that you have to use bright emojis in the ad copy. The beginning of the videos had to be something like crazy just to get the attention. Whereas, like you said, now with the Google, someone could just type in bedroom headboard, and bam, your product comes out.
Mm-hmm. And it's so much more self-evident. Like, you don't see Wayfair doing these ridiculous Facebook ads. Like, look at this outdoor wicker lounge chair, and people sitting on it doing crazy stuff, like trying to sell you that way. They're just dominating search queries for all those types of terms, and that's how they're successful. It's so even the biggest e-commerce companies are not using Facebook in that way as a prospecting type situation.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it almost sounds like common sense. If the most powerful businesses in the world, like you said, the Home Depots, the Wayfairs, if they're doing it one way, then why would you try to do it a completely other way? Especially like the other aspects you talked about. Doesn't really make sense.
One thing that's great about search engine traffic is the fact that it's so evergreen. In your days of doing the Facebook ads and AliExpress stuff, I don't know if you said this before, but like, how many different products did you test? Because I think that's like one of the things that's the worst part about it that no one talks about, is the fact that like the whole business model in quotes, in air quotes for people that are listening, the whole business model is like making ads and testing products. And why would you want to spend your time doing that when you can learn to work the search engines? You're just going to keep coming up when people search that stuff. There's no need to test different ad copy. You could do it a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can increase your click-through rates a little bit by doing different ad copy, just some different stuff. But once you're there, you're there. Like, who wants to spend their time editing videos, trying different ad copy, going on Emojipedia, finding the different emojis that you can use? Like, my God, such a
Yeah.
it's getting me stressed out just
and-
thinking about it.
And Mike, when did you first start the store?
Which store?
The
AliExpress or my...
high ticket one. No, the high ticket one.
Yeah, so I started, I want to say around June of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're like 10 months in right now. And we have that first testimonial video on our site of you making your first sale. And so this is going to be pretty funny to like have it now. But the point I wanted to make was, with Facebook ads, you were constantly testing, trying to dial in and almost like hit this jackpot situation where you just nail it. It's like, on the slot machine, you finally get that 777 and the money just comes rolling in. But with this, I've looked at your ad account so many times and like I would yell at you all the time for like all the things that you were doing wrong. But despite that, you were still making sales and, you would fix one thing and the revenue was slowly increasing. But then we'd go back in and there was something wrong and we would fix it again and it would keep going up and up and up. So the level of efficiency that you need to have in order to make your first sale, make your first $10,000 in revenue a month and 20,000, 30,000, it takes like such a little percentage of doing things right. Would you agree?
Yeah. First of all, let me say I love that analogy that you said for the lottery, because that's exactly what it was. It was literally you're playing the lottery for AliExpress, trying to find that one product that'll make you millions. And as I'm sure most people know, your odds aren't great in that. But yeah, like you said, when it comes to the Google ads, all it really takes is it doesn't take that much attention, but it does take attention to detail. So it's not like I'm sitting in front of my computer every day for 3 hours going through the ads. Like you said, just a little bit of attentiveness for 20 minutes a day, and the results can be just through the roof.
And you were still getting results even though you weren't, executing things at 100%. And so when things, weren't as good as you wanted them to be, the answer was always really right in front of you.
Yeah,
exactly. There was really no mystery to it.
It was more I think like a brain fart, you could say something like that.
Yeah, like we were able to point out, okay, you're overspending here, and so this is how you correct this, and like you can watch the improvements happen in real time, and you learn what to do, and so now going forward, like you'll always have these skills to not make the same mistakes again. But with AliExpress, it's just like it's like a shot in the dark type thing. You need to have the copy, the video, the product, like all work together. The audience on Facebook, the targeting. You have so many variables that you can never pin down and figure out why something didn't work. And so, going forward, it's so much harder to. It's not like you're getting better and better and better at doing these AliExpress tests, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to improve and actually do that with efficiency. Whereas with this, you don't have to be efficient to start making profit. And then the more efficient you get, it becomes so much more profitable and you can start spending more money.
Yeah. So like you said, in the beginning, when I was still kind of learning the ads process, it's crazy because I would still make sales and make money. But since the margins are so big, yes, I would waste, $20 to $30 sometimes just on stupid mistakes. But when the margins are so big and I'm making, my first sale, I think I probably profited around $900. So even maybe I wasted $70 on, dumb keywords here and there, but it's still profitable.
Speaking of
exactly.
making sales without without maximum efficiency, I want to give a shout out to a few people in our Build Assets Online Elite Fleet, buildassetsonline.com/membership. Um, so these people a few people have been kind of slow to set up their store. I mean, they're still working at it. They've been in the course for a while, but I swear, in like the past week, like people have been saying to us, "Oh my God, like I just got a sale." Like they didn't even start their ads yet. And so my friend from England, he was another pilot member, like just like you, and he never finished his store. If you look at his homepage, it's got the Shoptimized homepage, and it still has like the blank products, like it says like insert product here, and like whatever, the store is still up. They never started their ads. They have a few product listed. They haven't touched it for months. I think I've been to Europe twice, and they still haven't touched it for months. But he messaged me the other day, like, oh my God, I just got a sale, and it's like all right. So that happened to someone else in our group too, when they are just like, their website is just up, and through the mechanisms of search, people searching on Google, you happen to appear for a long tail keyword without any effort. It just happens. If you try and do it, it's going to happen a lot more frequently. But yeah, sales just happen.
That's crazy. And that's the true power of Google, like a real search engine. When there's millions of people who are using it every single day, things like that are going to happen.
Yeah. So, young Michael, I want to talk a little bit about where you want to go. Well, first of all, we never did a proper introduction. How old are you?
So I'm 22 years old, fresh out of college. And like I said, I started this pretty much as soon as I graduated college, and I actually have not needed a job. So this has been able to support me as my job.
Don't go get a job, man. You don't want to deal with it.
Not for me. No.
Trust me, it's not a lot of fun. 22. That's a good age. I think Taylor Swift, she has a song called 22, right?
She does.
So that's good. Shout out to Taylor.
I don't know if I missed this or not, but did we talk about how today was the day that he hit 100K in sales?
Is it? Did you hit 100K?
Yeah, I thought that's why we were doing this interview.
Oh, I didn't know you hit it.
No,
well, he hit it. Oh, you can tell it.
All right, yeah. So I woke up to 2 sales, and we were at like almost $101,000 in sales for the month. But unfortunately, I did have an email from a customer saying that they needed to cancel an order from a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So right now I'm sitting back down at 98.2 in sales.
Yeah, so we should have postponed this interview.
Yeah.
Because this was supposed to be the first sale to 100K interview, but whatever. Hopefully you'll get it.
Oh man.
It's coming. I just pulled up Shopify cha-ching sound on YouTube, but
who knows? Maybe by the end of the interview, I'll have my 100K.
Maybe. Let's see how long we can drag it out for. Can you show us like a screenshot? Like, do you have your computer open? Can you show the people out there?
Yeah, for sure.
See if you can flip that phone around.
Flip that bad boy, like I said.
Boom.
That's where I'm at.
Look at that. Hover over. Can you hover over the numbers with like?
Yeah, for sure. So let's see.
Yeah. Look at that.
We got a 10K day.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. No sales for a few days. What happened there?
Yeah.
It happens, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't need sales every day to hit 100K months. You know?
And yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. When you're dealing with big as high ticket items, you can go a couple days and without sales and still reach 100K. As hopefully we're going to show, we still have, I think, 8 days left in the month. So.
Oh yeah, we'll hit it.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about like where you want to go in the future, because after all, this is the Build Assets Online show, and we're not just about one asset here. Although the dropshipping course is our flagship course, buildassetsonline.com/asset. we do a multitude of things. So, what are your plans for the future? Do you have like any other business models in mind? Do you want to set up more drop shipping stores? Maybe have a YouTube presence? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so I mean, another awesome thing about this model is that at some point you can kind of put most, if not all of it, on autopilot. So I'm actually currently looking to hire an employee to kind of help me out with customer service. And, at that point, a lot of my time will be freed up. And so now I can not only focus on higher level tasks for this business, but like you said, kind of expand. It's not build asset online, it's build assets online. So, you know, um, ideally, I'd be looking to invest in, maybe someone else that I know, and maybe I can help them out financially, and they can build the store while I just take a percentage of it. But yeah, I have a couple other business models in the works. I have been working on YouTube recently, trying to build a little bit of a YouTube presence, as YouTube is nice because you can get paid without the customer service headaches. But yeah, the possibilities are really endless when your time is freed up. So, I have a lot of
Mhm.
time right now, and I'm gonna keep digging and looking for things that I can put my money to work.
Yeah, I like the partnering with someone and getting a percentage of their profits. We have like a nice build assets online pyramid scheme going on, so we should keep that going.
No, for sure.
Yeah. What Mike means is that so when we see potential in people, what we do is we'll be like, look, and we're actually in the works with another partnership now. Um, we proved out the concept, me and Mike, and then when we find people in our lives that we think have potential, we often like partner with them. So we'll say like it's kind of like how we get like a 10% consulting fee for your store, how it's like we'll provide knowledge, consulting, stuff like that, and then we get a percentage of the profits. It's not a scheme. It's the build assets online pyramid
Well,
strategy.
okay, but so if he goes and partners with someone, so we gotta be getting a second tier percentage off that, maybe 5%,
Yeah,
and
but
so on, and so on and so forth.
to all the listeners out there, don't let them fool you. I don't think they were 100% sold on me when we first started. But sometimes you gotta get to work so you can prove the people who prove them right and prove them wrong.
I was sold on you because I knew that you were putting in a lot of work with the AliExpress stuff, and I knew that like if you can put in that much work and like get nothing out of it, like that's really what it
Mhm.
takes. Like to succeed at online business, you have to be willing to do that.
Yeah, that's actually the single criteria we look for if we're going to partner with someone. They need
Yeah,
to have completely wasted their time and money
Yeah.
and want to continue. And that's
yeah.
how you know that they're going to be a good candidate.
And I think that goes for honestly any business. I mean, obviously we're talking about online business, but that's why, I think mindset has to come before anything. If you have a strong mindset foundation, a lot of people probably would have been discouraged going down $8,000 in debt and wasting 6 months of their lives. But, like I said, I kind of had that mindset just from reading, watching videos. This was my life. So I wasn't hesitant to turn that around and within a week or two have a new online store up and running.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So can you talk a little bit more? Because I am curious if you can talk about it. What you're doing on the YouTube front? Like this is your side project that you mentioned.
Yeah. So I'm actually partnered with a friend of mine in a YouTube business at the moment. So pretty much when you're starting a YouTube channel, you can have two different kind of channels. One is like a personality channel where it's either doing whatever you do. Like you guys have a business channel where you guys go on, have podcasts, talk about everything business. For someone else, it might be them doing cooking videos or unboxing toys, whatever it is. That's one kind of channel. And there's another kind of channel which we refer to as a cash cow channel. And so what we do is we pay content creators to make videos in a particular niche. So we'll pay them $40 to $50 to make a video of like a voiceover. And so there'll be like top 10 videos. So, we're not a sports channel. We're actually like a video game channel. But, top 10 highlights from the 2018 NBA season, stuff like that. And if you can kind of generate views and subscribers, YouTube will pay you a nice chunk of change just for their ads. So they'll throw ads on your video.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, so it seems like to make it work with that business model, you really have to kind of really hit it out of the park in terms of the amount of views you're getting.
Yeah, and so sometimes I get PTSD because it does remind me a little bit of AliExpress. Um, Whereas you're almost playing the lottery just a little bit, but it's a lot less of a money investment. And when it does, when you finally get videos to go viral, so right now I think we're at like 20 or 30 videos. If let's say our most recent video pops off, all of our other videos are now into the YouTube algorithm, and they have the potential to, if there's one video, YouTube's gonna be like, all right, maybe see some of these other videos, and they'll be suggested videos for us.
Yeah, it's almost like the Kindle publishing that we do, where it's, I guess with this, you're more reliant. You're not building an audience separately and driving them to YouTube, which you could do, but it's still the same thing of, just outsourcing the content creation and just putting it on a platform where more people can find it, and then they go into your back catalog, and you're just getting paid off of, that platform. So
yeah,
I'd like to talk about this for a little while if you guys are happy to talk about this. I think that there's a lot to talk about, and people might find it interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So the one gripe I have with the business model you just described is that, so YouTube ad revenue, in a lot of circumstances, it is not that high. Now, there are certain circumstances where it actually is pretty high. So if you look at like channels like real estate, or this channel is not even monetized yet, but when this channel gets monetized, I would assume our RPMs are going to be pretty high because of the nature of the content. It's like business related, real estate related. Like those are very competitive industries. Whereas like with video games, I don't know like how I would assume the ad revenue is going to be lower. And I'm not a YouTube guru by any stretch of the imagination, but that's just from what I understand. But the other problem that I think might be something to think about, not that you should stop doing it, but maybe you can think in these terms a little bit, is part of one of the whole benefits of having a YouTube channel is being able to bring people outside of YouTube. Because YouTube is really only like the first touch point in what can be the potential of many future touch points. So if you were doing like an NBA highlights channel, I'm not even sure if you could do that. Like I don't know like the copyright, anything like that. But say you were to do an NBA highlights channel, like I really feel like the potential would be to get people off of that channel and like sell them something like NBA related, or like basketball related or something like that.
Yeah, so
would be hard with NBA, but might be easier for something like knitting or like even like soap making or something like that if you weren't going to do like a business niche,
Yeah, so my partner and I were actually both e-commerce guys, so that's something that we've definitely talked about is, if we can get our subscribers and our viewers onto something like an e-commerce channel, then it's almost like we're getting two birds in one stone. But
yeah, I mean, on that note, you can probably take the dropshipping stores you have and like brainstorm based on the products you have, videos that you could make, and you could do something in a similar fashion. Because people, there are definitely articles out there that are like 10 blank products, like 10 types of blank. And, John Dykstra of Fat Stacks does that type of content all the time and makes sales off that. And so, yeah, like it with anything that you do, there's always that potential to bring it into a realm where you can make more money out of it by doing the things that we talk about. So having it go towards a higher margin product, right? Because the ads are going to be, well, ads are like always the easiest and most passive. They're going to be the, least per, like the smallest thing, the smallest earner, right? Like per customer. It's like, how much do you
Yeah.
make off of an ad? Like $3 per 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Whereas
So
if you were selling something that was $1,000, it only takes, one person out of 1,000 to buy that product, then you make $1,000. So that becomes 1,000 per 1,000 instead of $3 per 1,000.
yeah, yeah. So there's actually different niches in YouTube actually have their own CPMs. Uh,
Yeah.
so we actually have a little bit of a mentor on the YouTube, and so he's been doing this for around like 5 or 6 years. And so before picking a niche, we actually asked him, how are the CPMs in each category? And so, like you're saying, if you have a niche that you can build an e-commerce store off of, and like you said, you can now have the CPMs from the ad revenue and then whatever you're selling. But there is a little bit of a risk that comes with that because the way the YouTube algorithm works is that they'll rank you higher if people watch the entire video. So if you have another selling option, you obviously might not want to throw that in the bio of the video because someone clicks that,
Mm-hmm.
then they're off your video and it's counterproductive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of a matter of, do you want to go all in on something that would be super ad friendly, watch time friendly? And I would agree doing that is probably good for learning that particular model because you're not going to hinder yourself in any way by trying to have some like end goal that doesn't comply. But in the end, it's always good, at least like once you learn the skill, like even if it doesn't pan out in an amazing way, just doing it for watch time and ad revenue, that you can take this ability to make YouTube content and you can just do it in mass for something that can make you more money, like per sale or per conversion. And that, I think from our experience, that's usually what winds up happening is like these principles that we talk about usually wind up being true in a lot of avenues.
And I'll actually give you a direct application since you said it's like a gaming related channel. So once you start to build up your momentum on YouTube and you're getting a lot of views of people who play games, I play games. You could tell by my gaming chair, my DX Racer. But anyway, what you could do is eventually. So when you make a blog site, for example, it's very difficult to make a blog site where it's just all about products. So say I had a blog site and it was about, I'll just use like gaming chairs. Say my blog site was all about gaming chairs and like everything on the blog site was like best gaming chair for women, best gaming chair for men, best gaming chair for like little kids. That the site has a much better chance to do well if it actually has like other content about gaming or like about gaming chairs, like how to fix your gaming chair or something like that. And that's because the informational content, that's what kind of can bring in like a lot of links like from other websites, and that helps the site overall. So bringing it back to YouTube, there's no reason why you can't have a combination of those types of videos that are gonna bring in the views and have like that mass appeal, but then have related videos. Maybe they don't have as much of a mass appeal, but they can still perform decent on your channel and actually sell other stuff. Like if you did do like a 10 most amazing gaming chairs, like that you wouldn't believe, you know?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually a really great idea. Obviously when you have an audience like that, it's obviously a lot warmer audience. So if people watching our videos, like you said, obviously they're into gaming. And if you could just upsell them on something, then it's definitely something that we're gonna have to look into.
Yeah, like if you have, several thousand subscribers, it's so easy just to make a video about like a gaming headset or, like a gaming chair and just find something that's of more revenue than ads that you can just try and throw to the audience as long as it's something of good value.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you said, I can just make a video just on gaming headsets, gaming chairs, whatever it is. And if it doesn't even have to be my product. I could just throw an affiliate link in there and just
Yeah.
make money from my existing subscribers.
Yeah. Go look at the YouTube channel, like Easy Vid. Their whole YouTube channel is just a robot, and it's just like top 10 best gaming chairs, and then it's just like an affiliate play. And there's a few YouTube channels out there like that, but yeah.
Interesting.
All right, well, I got nothing else to say. Should we wrap it up, boys?
Yeah, I'm done.
I mean, yeah, this was a great interview. Like I said, thank you guys for having me on. For all the listeners, in case you couldn't tell, everything that Mike and Joe are doing here and Build Assets Online, it's really awesome because, I mean, I'm obviously super grateful because they've gotten me to where I am today. But, you know, they're only going to be able to help you so much. You know, they can guide you, give you all the guidance in the world, but at the end of the day, it's going to fall on you guys. So take what they're saying. Like I said, get your mindset right, because whether you're going to do e-commerce or open any other kind of business, your mindset has to be right, and just run with it.
Wise words.
Boom.
All right, guys, we will see you in the next episode. BuildAssetsOnline.com/asset for our dropshipping course. Our new Kindle course is out and available to the public. If you want to get the most passive income that you've ever gotten, BuildAssetsOnline.com/Kindle is where you can check that out. And if you're not in our free course, BuildAssetsOnline.com/membership is where you get a private Discord channel with myself and Mike. Mike Lopez as well is now in the is now in the paid membership. So you could say what's up to him there.
Yeah. You could start DMing him and have your own private channel with Mike Lopez.
There you go. Yeah, leave us alone.
There you
Start to send all your questions to Mike Lopez. So yeah, that's it, guys. And for our free course, don't forget BuildAssetsOnline.com/playbook, how you can build an online portfolio worth $1 million for free. The course is free. It's not free to build.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys.
Take it easy.